Have you ever looked at your retirement account statement and you see that big number and you still kind of feel this, I don't know, this uncertainty? Well, you're not alone. So many of us, we save and save for years, but we don't really know what it all means for our actual day-to-day life once we stop working. So, let's get into it.
Let's just reframe this whole conversation, right? The real question isn't just about how much you've managed to save up. The real question is this: can the income that your savings generate, can it actually replace the paycheck you're living on right now? And this, right here, is the big mental shift we all need to make. We've got to stop thinking about retirement as just this giant pile of money and start seeing it for what it needs to be: a steady, reliable income stream. Your retirement plan, it really only has one job: to replace your paycheck when you stop working. That's it.
Okay, so for a lot of folks, especially people like public employees and teachers, you're told to rely on two main pillars, right? Your Social Security and your pension. But here's the thing. The reality is they often don't cover everything, and this creates what we call the retirement income gap. So on average, when you put Social Security and a pension together, they're going to replace about 60 to 65% of your income from when you were working. And look, that's a fantastic start for sure, but it's not the whole story, is it? What that means is there's still a 35 to 40% shortfall that has to come from somewhere else. Trying to live on that much less income, that can cause a ton of stress and force some pretty drastic cuts to your lifestyle.
And listen, that gap, it can actually get even worse. There are these hidden risks that can quietly eat away at your retirement income, and they can make that shortfall even bigger than you planned for.
So the three big ones are market losses, which can totally devastate your savings right when you need them most. Then there's inflation, which just makes everything more expensive over time. And then there's the one people always seem to forget about: taxes. Yep, even in retirement, Uncle Sam still wants his cut of your money.
Understanding how taxes work is absolutely essential. It's not as complicated as it seems, though. When you boil it all down, your money is really only taxed in one of three ways. Knowing which is which can make a huge difference.
First up, we have taxed now. Think about your savings account or a regular brokerage account. You pay taxes on any of the interest or the gains you earn every single year. It's a yearly thing.
The second way is tax later. This is where most of us live with our 401ks or 403bs. You get a tax break now, which feels great, but the catch is that every single dollar you pull out in retirement is taxed as income. So that big number you see on your statement, you don't actually get to keep all of it.
And then we have the third and honestly the most powerful category: tax advantaged. These are things like Roth IRAs or certain insurance strategies. They're designed so your money can grow and then you can potentially access it in retirement completely tax-free. This is where smart planning can have a massive, massive impact.
So, the big question is, how do you deal with those huge risks like market losses and taxes? Well, one powerful approach is something called an index strategy. It's a method that's built specifically to help grow your money while protecting it from those scary market drops.
Now, just look at this comparison for a second. With a typical market strategy, your account is basically on a roller coaster, right? It goes up, but it also goes way down. The index strategy has a totally different goal. You get to participate when the market grows, but, and this is the key, when the market drops, your account value is protected. You don't lose, you just don't take that hit. I know, it sounds pretty good in theory, but what does that actually look like in the real world over a long period of time? Well, let's get to the mathematical proof, because seeing the numbers really tells the story.
And wow, this chart just lays it all out, doesn't it? This tracks a $10,000 investment over 25 years. That purple line is the market, all over the place. The red line is a simple fixed strategy. But look at that green line, the index strategy. Just by avoiding the losses in those down years, it ends up at $63,000. That's way better than the market strategy at $47,000 and just crushes the fixed strategy at $26,000.
So here's the most important takeaway. It's not about trying to hit home runs every year. Now, yeah, there's a trade-off. Your gains might be capped in the really huge up years, but the real power comes from mathematically eliminating those devastating losses. Protecting your money during the bad times means you get to compound from a higher starting point when things turn around. It's a game changer.
Okay, so we've looked at the concept, we've seen the math, but the natural next question is, okay, what does this mean for me and my situation? A really good first step is always just to get a crystal clear picture of where you are right now, and that's often through something like a detailed pension or retirement income review.
And let's be clear, the whole point of a good strategy session is education. It is not a sales pitch. It's about giving you the clarity and the confidence you need to make better, smarter decisions for your own future.
You know, a review like this can show you what your current retirement path looks like. It'll help you pinpoint your personal income gap. You can explore how different strategies, like the one we just talked about, could help you close that gap. It's all about getting you clarity so you can make better decisions.
Because at the end of the day, just hoping for the best, that's not a retirement strategy. Your financial future is just too important to leave to chance. It deserves a real, concrete plan that you can actually understand and feel good about.
So let's end with this question. Are you ready to move from that feeling of uncertainty to one of clarity? Finding out what your retirement paycheck could really look like, that's the very first step toward building a plan that you can truly be confident in.